Round 11 coverage of the VFL on Grandstand. Williamstown and the Box Hill Hawks playing for basically the same spot on the ladder. David Rees-Jones. It was back to Point Gellibrand. The weather was terrible and we got a cracking game of footy.
It was a magnificent game of football, and as you said, the conditions, it was windy, it was wet, it was tough football, but it was a great game of football.
And Williamstown did as they did last week when we saw them against the Bendigo Bombers. They came out, they did have the breeze in the first quarter, but their endeavour was far superior to that of the Box Hill Hawks, who looked a bit listless in the first term.
Yeah, look, that was the only goal they kicked in the first quarter, and it was their only real foray forward, but they just had all the running. Williamstown, they did all the little things. They tackled, they chased, they did the hard things, and you know, not surprising we were up at quarter time.
Yeah, they led by 26 at quarter time. We just saw a missed tackle from Litherland. It was that sort of first quarter, and then things changed completely. Cheney got that great goal at the 5-minute mark of the second term, and it was 5-7 to 1 behind. So 12 scoring shots to 1 in the second quarter, and that was evidence of the turnaround.
Yeah, well, you know, their coach asked them at quarter time to get more contested football and play a bit harder, and that's what they did for the next 3 quarters. So terrific Box Hill. They fought their way back into the game.
This man, Liam Jones, had a really good day. Third quarter action, Andrew Hooper comes off the bench, and he was really important in the third term with a couple of goals.
Yeah, he kicked a couple, but Liam Jones was probably the story for mine for the day. From a Western Bulldogs point of view, we see Daniel Pratt just copping and it looked just 2 players going hard at the ball together, and you know, hopefully he'll be all right. But one of those incidents.
There was a lot of concern for him straight away. He was carried off on the stretcher. He actually went to hospital via ambulance, but the latest report we got was good, and that it's only going to be concussion, which is about the best we could have hoped for. What about Amos Frank in the last quarter? 3 last quarter goals. He was inspirational.
Well, you know, he basically won the game for him, and just that pace he was able to add. We see Christian Howard kicking a goal there and getting Williamstown back into it, but unfortunately they fell short.
And here's Jack Redpath, hadn't really seen the football all day, came up with a goal at the 14-minute mark. Williamstown at that stage led by 8 points, so you've got to give Box Hill a lot of credit, because here's the brilliance of Frank again, swooping in, just reading it off the pack, and it was Frank and Wanganeen who kicked the last 3 goals between them. A real bit of brilliance up forward for Box Hill.
Yeah, and we're going to see another one here. We see Amos Frank grab the ball. You watch this. He kicks the ball, and he knows as soon as he kicks it that he's just got great goal sense. And while he didn't have a great amount of possession, he contributed in a big way.
And remarkably, Brodie Moles was able to kick a goal here, somehow squeezed it between a few. This was at the 26-minute mark, got the difference back to 7 points, then a behind from him got it back to 6 points, and there was about 8 or 9 more minutes. It was agonising stuff, but it was great to watch.
It was just classic contested football, old-fashioned football. The conditions played a part, but a happy Box Hill team and a disappointed Williamstown.
There are the numbers, and Williamstown with some concerns now after getting a good start in a couple of games and relinquishing the points at the end of the game. The final score, Box Hill 12-15-87, Williamstown 12-9-81. A great win by the Hawks, and they move up the ladder after round 11 of the VFL.